I don't have the right tool for mining.
This place is unbearable!
Let's get some feet wet. Careful now, that's a trap.
You see a shady-looking figure fishing coins of gold out of the muddy water that pools beneath the well overhead. His movements are quick and nervous, but nevertheless, he seems to enjoy stuffing what cash he can find into the many pockets of his shabby garb. So absorbed is he in his coin hoarding that at first he doesn't notice your presence. Suddenly, though, he pauses, looks up, and quick as a cat in its talons, readies 2 daggers. Your friendly tone of voice has immediate effect. The man quickly relaxes his aggressive stance, sheathes his weapons, and pulls a quill and a scrap of parchment out of one of his pockets. Dexterously, he writes down a couple of phrases, then holds it out for you to read.
Mute, can't speak. You look professional. You the source hunter the wizard asked for?
Excitedly, the man turns over the scrap and pens a few more lines.
Name's Walgraf. I admire you. No hero like source hunter. Saisel, dead end. Please let me join you.
Walgraf nods enthusiastically and pulls a couple of ripped parchment pieces out from his vestments. Hastily, he covers them with words and pushes them in your hands, one after the other.
Been mute since I was a kid. Sorcerers took my voice. People think I'm stupid. I'm not. Get money, food where I can. Steal if I must. Not from poor folks. I'm a good sneak, good fighter, good with locks. See things you've done. Want to help you. I'm useful. Want to catch sorcerers. Make 'em pay. Please.
Walgraf notices there's no room left in your party and shrugs his shoulders. Nothing he can do about that.
I've spotted a trap.
Stay for combat!
I am on the trail, Source Hunter.
trap.
I don't have the right tool for mining.
I am on the trail, Source Hunter.
Careful, comrade. I think I sense a sorcerer in yon ship.
Things got pretty hairy there for a bit. I could feel the very Reaper breathing down my neck. Thank you. I know you have my back, and I very much appreciate it. Things got pretty hairy there.
Thank you. once more.
More junk! I guess someone else got hit first.
Careful, comrade. I think I sense it.
Is free for now. That thief is free for now. But I wonder how long it'll...
Don't scuttle away before you've tried some of the ocean's finest bounty. How many crab claws would you like? 3? 11?
Lay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows. Join the Scratch Club if you've got an eye for hard potatoes.
Heavenly herring. Delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold each.
Lay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sidefield ever seen.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
swordfish. Yours for a scrap of gold each.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Aim straight, aim true. Arrows by the dozens.
Join the Stud Club if you got an eye for garden potatoes.
Aaron and his many friends is the man with many cheeses.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Join the Stud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
Eat a big cheese on your book for the wheel of the good stuff.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, broom spicem. Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapours?
Get it while it's fresh. These batches are only hours from the valley.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Aim straight, aim true. Arrows by the dozens.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse has more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman there.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Eat a big cheese on your book for the wheel of the good stuff.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Eat a big cheese on your book for the wheel of the good stuff.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, broom spicem, stir and churn.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Get it while it's fresh. These batches are only hours from the team.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew 'em, spice 'em, stir and churn.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Saisilo's ever seen.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold.
Lonesome, spiritless. Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Lonesome, spiritless. Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes. Here for your daily serving of veggies. Please partake of the plumpest produce ever produced.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Heavenly herring, delicious.
Dearest customer, I've never seen an aura so plagued by ether. Thank Astarte, I've just the earth scroll to ground you.
This is the man with many cheeses.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Saisilo's ever seen.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Saisilo's ever seen.
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, proper, we're finally getting a hand. Things is chaos. If you've got a favourite sheep,
Set of silver arrows. Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Day on the market, it seems.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Saisfields ever seen.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens! Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Toe of snake, wing of worm.
Still thinking about exploring the... You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the wilds to me. You may have the right number of champions in your party, yet in experience, I think you're lacking. Of course, the choice is yours, but are you sure you want to venture out? I certainly hope you know what you're doing, Source Hunter. Right, open her up, Legionnaires. Still thinking about exploring the beach? You're free.
Slimy, reeking, rocky sea garbage. Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks.
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon
I
as we're
can't
packed
even
up.
smell the sea air over this rock.
If I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out the door.
You craven chickens! You cowered here while the rest of us fought?
Oh, the Source Hunter! Nice to see these winds are blowing more than bloody off.
Lovely day for a swig and a fare thee well. Lovely day. What do you want to know? Fare thee well.
A wanderer comes my way, walking the sands upon which this poor shell must suffer. Call me Ishmael, son of the sea, an outcast upon these wretched shores. An exiled shell, doomed to live under a canopy of arid sky, not his native, tender water. My fate is a cruel one, I assure you. How many snot-noses have held me up against their dirty little ears, only to claim they can hear the ocean? Of course they can hear her, the brats! We are on the very edge of the great aquatic mother, whose embrace I so desperately long for. Yes, yes, I, King of Pearls, ache to repose anew on his coral throne. Hurl me toward the water, swing me as far as your arm's strength gives peace, and treasure long sunk I will grant thee. Of course I can talk, don't be silly. There's more tongue to me than heart. Indeed, the surprise should be mine, for I still remember the days when your kind swung from branches and plucked the vermin out of their neighbor's fur. Time is an indulgent mistress to one who spends happy hours as she passes. But when your existence is one of misery, she becomes a lethargic hobby. Oh, I remember ancient times, for I have lain here since antiquity, when the ruins around us were palaces, and the sun-bleached dead merry children. All this I have seen, alive, alone, alas. What do you say, kind knight? Will you return the King of Pearls to the sea, so he may yield you long-lost treasure?
Agreed. Let's send him home.
Liberator, kind benefactor, bless me the might of your sea-bound image. The sea, I have returned, where every wave feels like a verbing speech. May the bounty of the deep be yours, along with my eternal gratitude.
souls. I needed that.
Heard any good tales, my friend?
I'm dripping.
What's that gleam?
What's the matter? Scared of a few ghosts? There's certainly something fishy happening. The light shines sure as the time.
What Selenia failed to mention was that it wasn't just the
Survival.
Ha!
Maui. So,
You'll go to the lighthouse and
What? Oh, it's you! What news? What would you like to discuss? What would you like to know? The staff itself, his name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter. Jake, most of the, as you can imagine, I've known an all right bloke, apart from all this.
Divines doubly bless you, friend. Salutations, Source Hunter. So I did. The chances of survival during these Lieutenants, now I said, and that is exact. They must come from some. I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you, by all means. Should you travel there, please do check if my legionnaires are still alive.
living eyes that can see the shape of death. Avert your gaze, wanderer, for you are looking upon the phantom of a murderer. Samson was my name, a long time ago. I know not why upon my death I became a ghost, doomed to haunt this tower. Perhaps if so, their punishment was just. Each night I wake the flame in the lighthouse to repent for my wretched sin. That indeed is the tainted title I must bear, and deservedly so. For 15 years ago to the day it was that I sat atop my lighthouse, the flame unlit, and watched on as a pitiable ship crashed upon the cliff and got devoured by greedy waves. Deliberately had I foregone to do my duty. Willfully did I condemn every soul aboard to a salty sleep on the bed of an indifferent sea. Why did I commit this act of blackest horror? Jealousy, anger, the bitter anguish of a broken heart. Those are the ancient ills that drove me to madness. Desdemona was on board, as I knew she would be, my wife. The delicate beauty of whom I was sure was betraying me with her friend, the dashing Falada. Possessed as I was by the demons of envy, ire, and torment, I decided that if I had her love no longer, only death could take her for his mistress. And so I sat here, coldly and calmly, as I delivered them both unto the deep. Yet no sooner had the water closed its spuming jaws around the perishing vessel below, that the extent of my offense dawned on my beleaguered mind. Overcome with guilt, I sought escape through the hangman's noose, but rest was not to come. Skeletons roam the lands, restless as my troubled soul, but shall not find their lair here. Some scuttle by now and again, but most of the time I reside here in solitude. Solitude and silence. These walls, my home, my hell. I may have died, but my guilt lives on and on.
Quite a story that ghost had to tell. Not every day one hears about a lighthouse keeper sinking ships just because his wife proved to be unfaithful. I don't know if I agree with that. There's no denying he did evil. But who has never been driven to desperation by the pangs of love lost?
I see your eyes before me still, the darkness of day. Dearest Desdemona, dearest Desdemona, I see your eyes before me still. Were these walls my home, my hell? I may have died, but my guilt lives on and on.
I've spotted something interesting.
More junk.
How did it go? Don't spare any details. We need to make a full report to the Lieutenant.
Indeed. Now there's a story worthy of an audience.
So, let me get this straight. There's a ghost inside operating the lighthouse, and you managed to do away with the bad beasties at the base of the thing. Whew, sounds like a job well done.
And I'm sure Selenia will be thrilled to hear we did it. Another triumph for Legion Daring Do. And if this doesn't buy us a ticket home, nothing will. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Good to see you. My brave troops were just telling me how they proudly vanquished the undead near the lighthouse. Did you get...
Bravest guards we've met, like lions.
Yes, I bet Legionnaires can impress even source hunters. Now, as for my two braves here, you shall prepare to leave Saisile post-haste. You're going home, as is your just reward.
Thank you, Lieutenant. All in the day's work.
So good to see you again, source hunter. So I did. The chances of survival during these sorties, I shall be very glad to share by all means. Burial mounds and necromancers should be like peas in a pod. The churches have churchyards. And churchyards...
Did someone leave an oven door open? I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Oh, there's my pepper. Did it sprout legs and run away?
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
What are ye staring at? Not in the mood.
Oh, hello, love. Nice day for a little stroll around the market.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicil's ever seen. Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine camembert.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Perhaps wrestling an armed elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Aim straight, aim true. Arrows by the dozen.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine camembert.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of gold each.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicil's ever seen.
Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy.
Oh, there's my pepper. Did it sprout legs and run away?